I guess a question for both of you. I'm interested in that stretch of time in the second quarter. Things got pretty testy out on the court. I know, Steph, you had some words with Shumpert, I believe, and then Draymond got a technical. Were you concerned at all about your team losing their composure, or any memories of the similar incidents in last year's finals? And then Kevin, maybe I know that you were talking to Draymond in that interchange. If you could share anything you could from that moment.
I think I mean, basketball is a feisty sport. You know, both teams want to win. You know, the crowd was giving them a lot of energy, and those guys came out with a lot of force. And sometimes that brings some commotion out there between two teams. So it's nothing personal, it's nothing serious. We moved on. Draymond got a tech. He got it back together, and we moved on. So it just didn't linger. We didn't let a call we didn't like, or a turnover, or a missed assignment linger over to the next play. It's always about the next possession. And even when things aren't going your way with the refs or your shot, anything, we just try to move on. And tonight, it showed over the year that we talked about that a lot. It's not worrying about the refs, not getting distracted, and tonight it kind of came full circle. So.
Did you guys hear the crowd chanting his name during the game? Did you even register that?
Chanted who?
There was a Draymond chant going on in the Cleveland crowd. I was wondering if anybody even mentioned that in the huddle or anything like that.
You
could hear it on the tape then, all right?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear it at all. Like you said, we learn from our mistakes, and when you play a team over, and this is our 20th time playing them in 3 years, there's going to be some stuff that happens, and you just got to kind of persevere and get through it, especially on the road.
Mark on the left.
Steph, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. You guys put a lot of eggs into that 73 basket last year. Didn't work out. How much of that lack of success played into the fact that you guys have not put seemingly any effort into trying to go 16-0 this year?
We've been asked about it. We've talked about it since the finals last year. That last season was a very unique year for a lot of different reasons, and we learned a lot. I think we've grown and matured just mentally of how to just pace yourself through this long year and take every day as a new experience and something that you can kind of take control of. So we've tried to control the narrative and the conversations, and just our talk in the locker room and in practice, and throughout especially like the last 3 months of just understanding what our goal is and how we're going to get there day by day. So being in this position right now, obviously, it's working, and we have to keep that keyhole mentality of, what's next. And we're right there. So that's a great thing, but obviously, we're not done yet. So I think we've done a pretty good job of growing up as a team.
One quick follow-up for either of you. Steve Kerr said that he kept telling you guys LeBron and Kyrie can't do this for 48 minutes. They're going to get tired. Did that seem apparent to you that they ran out of gas toward the end?
It didn't look like it to me. I mean, they both shot over 50% from the field. 50%. My math's not really good, but they shot over 50%. They both had almost 40 points. And they did it for 40, plus minutes. They played extremely well, but I just think we stayed in front of them late in the game, and got to contest on some shots and rebounded the basketball. But they had it going all night. You got to give them credit.
Kenny on the right.
Steph, Kenny Rowe to WHBC. You mentioned that calmness down the stretch, even though you were down. Was it there last year, or was that calmness because of the guy that's sitting to your left?
I mean, he obviously helps the situation, but the experience that we've been through definitely helps. You hope that we can learn from how the games got away from us in game threes on the road here, where 2 or 3 possessions where you give them, easy open threes or turn the ball over, they get breakaway dunks, all that kind of stuff, where the crowd really gets into it and they feed off of that energy. We did a pretty good job of cutting that out this year. So That was huge. And we just, as a group, everybody understood what they could, the little things that they could do down the stretch to help us win. And, you know, not all of it's just scoring. It's the little stuff. Like you said, Klay Thompson was amazing, you know, down the stretch, just trying to make it as tough as possible. And Kyrie in those one-on-one situations. Andre staying locked in on LeBron in those moments. You know, KD and Draymond communicating, you know, being our anchors on defense. And that part of it is just so much fun to be a part of and watch, as everybody just is fighting, being dogs out there, just trying to get it done. And, you know, we're right there.
Ramona, Dan, and Chris, last three.
Ramona Shelburne, ESPN. It's a question for Kevin. How does this time through the finals compare to the last time you were there? I mean, these guys have been in here 2 years in a row. They played this team so many times, but this is obviously different for you and sitting here right now up 3-0.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, I've never been in this position before. I don't want to relax. It's not over. You know, this is a crazy game. Anything can happen. So I don't want to relax or feel like it's over. It's not. And, you know, I'm just trying to enjoy this moment, try not to look in the future or in the past. Just try to just stay in the present and enjoy this moment and for what it's worth, and just keep pushing, keep getting better and then I'll sit back and probably reflect on everything, you know, once the season's over. But for now, I'm just trying to stay in the moment, enjoy every single minute, and, you know, just keep getting better.
Dan, back right.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. Steph, you just mentioned the work that Klay did down the stretch defensively on Kyrie. Obviously, such a difficult assignment with what Kyrie can do one-on-one. What has Klay's work in this series on Kyrie meant to your team? And also, Klay mentioned that when you guys see him getting going, it gets you guys excited offensively. What kind of effort did he put out in the first quarter? Did that really sort of get you guys on a roll offensively?
Well, yeah, for Klay offensive, we're never worried about him. You know, he's always aggressive. We know he's a threat, whether he's making or missing shots, just by his presence on the floor. But tonight he was smart about, you know, getting to the right spots, finding his looks, being confident, knocking them down early, being aggressive. It definitely gave us a boost. And you're right, like when we see him getting going, it's fun to watch because he's pretty much automatic when he's in that zone and putting pressure on defense. And then defensively, obviously, Kyrie got, you know, his numbers. You see his stat line, but, you know, over the course of 44 minutes, you know he's going to make tough shots, and it's just a matter of can you stick to it every possession, just trying to make him work. And Klay didn't hang his head when you know, Kyrie was going off. He stuck with it, and when it mattered most down the stretch, I think all that pressure kind of showed itself, and Klay really helped us get over the hump by getting a couple stops. So he's, you know, a lot's been said about his defense and how important it is, and you can't understate it. It's just he understands how valuable he is for us on that end of the floor.
Chris, final question, back right.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Kevin, for you, you had 1 point in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. What changed for you in the fourth? What allowed you to be so successful when you didn't have that success in the third?
I didn't look at it as an unsuccessful third quarter. You know, and that's half of the battle there. You know, I just tried to stay positive and move on to the next play. And knowing the fourth, that coach will call my number and my teammates going to look for me. It's on me to finish. You know, I work on my game every day, and, you know, I just had to trust in that. And I was able to get some shots to go in. And, you know, but we played with force in the fourth. In the third quarter, we were a little bit too relaxed. You know, we were up 6, and that was a good place for us to be coming out of the half. But we didn't do what we were supposed to do in the third. So I think we just played with more force as a group in the fourth quarter, and they put it on us in the third. So we got to watch some film and see how we can be better coming out of half.
Thank you, guys.